Hey fam, welcome to Stronger Together, Closer to God podcast. This is Minister Vernon, and in today's episode, we can learn lessons from the couples in the Bible, wondering why we go through some of the challenges in our relationship or in our marriage especially. Well, today's message is going to really get to the point of everything because of the fact that there's something that happens between Adam and Eve that lets us know why we deal with some of the conflicts or challenges in our marriage.
From friends to lovers,
to kisses and cuddles,
we are doing it
God's way.
This is Stronger Together, Closer to God.
Adam and Eve's weakness revealed our own vulnerability. You have to take a dive into the word from time to time and look at these individuals and look at what their strengths and weaknesses are. A lot of times people ask, they talk about, I'm angry. Well, find somebody in the Bible who dealt with anger and how they overcame it. And also look at in the examples of people who didn't overcame it and what happened to them. You got those two choices right in front of you.
Right.
You either can work to overcome it or you can let it, devour you.
Right.
It's one or the other. So when you look at Adam and Eve and look at the context of what's going on with Adam and Eve, let's go to Genesis 2 and let's look at verse 25.
The man and his wife were both naked, and they felt no shame.
So there was a time when they were naked and they felt no shame.
Mm-hmm.
That means they were open to sharing their feelings. They were open to sharing their thoughts. They were open to sharing what they felt in the moments and times. And even if there was something that might not have been good, they knew how to, that's not good for me to say. Let me not say that because that might hurt somebody's feeling type of situation.
Right.
All right. And so what you got in the context throughout Genesis 3, we see what happens when the serpent comes involved. Now, I want to talk about responsibility. Okay. Let's go back to the responsibility because it's very important to understand with responsibility. And this is what I need you to understand. When Adam was created, God gave him specific instructions and told him, you can eat out of everything that's around here, but don't touch that apple tree of the tree of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
It was Adam's job to teach that to Eve and to ask questions once Eve came with the apple and say, here, enjoy this apple. All right. Because Eve didn't know. Eve didn't get the instruction. That's why the serpent went after Eve.
Yep.
Had Eve knew that and got the instructions from God, she would have been like, yeah, I know I'm not supposed to touch it. And that's nice you saying that. I'm still not touching it because God said, don't eat from this apple.
Right.
Well, you surely God. That's nice to know. He told me not to touch it. I'm not touching it. But he did not tell Eve. He told Adam. Adam was the one that was supposed to be the responsible one for that. Give you a good example of this. Last night, my baby got us some noodles and company. Okay? Had a good time eating my noodles and company. She got a big size Rice Krispie cake, Puts it on the side of the nightstand, eat that a little bit later. We have our nice little dog. He's a Yorkie. What does Yorkie do? Yorkie is giving us a warning because he goes and grabs the Rice Krispie treat and takes it with him trying to say, hey, I'm going to enjoy this good, delicious substance that you got for me. Okay? So Lovey's got it. She put it back in the same spot. Did I say something to you like, hey, let's put that away so that he doesn't go to it?
I think you did. I think you said something.
I think I said something to her. But see, my next action step should have been when I got all the food, get that and put it away.
Yeah, because I fell asleep. So I thought that you had got it all.
Guess what happened this morning? I ain't get no Rice Krispies. Love's got some Rice Krispies.
I did.
But I ain't get no Rice Krispies because our dog got the Rice Krispies. Okay? So that was a responsibility, Am I upset about it? Yes, I am upset about it.
Okay, we'll get you some more.
But the bottom line was, that was my response. I did tell her. But see, the next action step, let me put it in the context of what the Bible. Eve comes back with the apple. She's eating it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, have some of this apple. Adam should start asking questions. Where did you get your apple from? Now, so if Eve said, it doesn't matter where I got it from, just enjoy it. Boom. Adam should have said, wait a minute, pause. Where did you get the apple from?
Right, right.
Oh, I got it from that tree over there. You got it from the tree of knowledge? He should have slapped that apple out of her hand then. No, I'm sorry, honey. I apologize. I was supposed to tell you. Don't touch that apple over there. But the serpent said, that's nice that serpent said that. Because if you hearing the serpent talking to you, now we need to go to God.
Right.
At the same point, Eve should have did the following. She should have took a bite.
Mm-hmm.
She should have went to Adam and went to God and talked to both of them and said, hey, I just talked to this serpent. And it said that we can eat this apples from the tree of knowledge, but we can eat it. You know, he said that God didn't tell us we surely die. Adam could have made two choices, been like, hey, let's go to God on that one. And two, no, don't touch the apple yet. You know, let's talk to God about this. But both were in the wrong. Okay. So in the end result of it, throughout Genesis 3, we see the impact of that decision and the result of the poor decision that is made. So let's go to Genesis 3 and look at what the Lord said to Eve.
That's why I said Eve and I were going to have a conversation when we get to heaven. To the woman he said, I will greatly increase your pains in childbearing. With pain you will give birth to children. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you.
Let me go from a different version. Let's go from an amplified version of that.
Break it down to us, Mr. Vernon.
So, multiply your grief and your suffering in pregnancy and the pains of childbearing. With spasms of distress, you will bring forth children. So through pain, anxiety, and trouble, you're going to have challenges when it comes to childbearing. Yet your desire and craving will be for your husband, and he will rule over you. Let me look at a different version of this, verse 16. I want to look at that second part right there.
You'll want to please your husband, but he'll lord it over you.
Well, he will be Lord.
But he'll lord it over you.
Let's look at King James Version. Same verse.
And your desire shall be to your husband, and he shall rule over you.
All right. Let's look at one more.
He's going somewhere with this, y'all.
And though your desire will be for your husband,
he will be your master.
So what I'm trying to say is that there's a desire for women to control the man, but he remains the head. In other words, marital conflict. Why are we having marital conflicts? You look at Eve. Because of her decision, God was telling us, and that's why Paul reminded us in 1 Corinthians 7, hey, marriages has their own set of problems right there.
Right.
You know why? Because he knew from the beginning it's about what happened with Eve and what Lord had as a result. So that's what happens with good old wonderful Eve. Let's look at Adam, because he talks to Adam too. Go ahead, man.
To Adam he said, because you listened to your wife and ate from the tree about which I commanded you, you must not eat of it, because you, through pain, toil, you will eat of it all the days of your life.
In other words, you wonder why we struggle as men to work each day trying to make a living and everything else? That was the result of it. Okay? You know, so in other words, through pain, anxiety, and trouble, we're going to deal with not only marital conflicts from time to time, but the struggle to scratch to make a living from the ground, meaning that we're going to have to work harder than ever. And it's through this, and the point Adam and Eve's weakness reveals our vulnerabilities, shame, fear, impulsivity, blaming others. Because remember, once God started talking, Adam didn't take responsibility, said, I'm sorry, Lord, I did not explain to Eve that you're not supposed to touch from that apple and apple tree and then, tree of knowledge. He blamed others. Eve did the same thing. I blame the snake and anxiety. So shame, fear, impulse, and blaming others parallel with pain, anxiety, and trouble and marital conflicts. Okay? So the word tells us what we're going to encounter. He's telling us what we need to work on to manage the relationship we have. We got to work on our shame, work on our fears, work on our impulses, work on blaming each other, and work on overcoming the pain, anxiety, and the trouble that's going to encounter in our lives today.
Right.
And 2 Corinthians chapter 11, and I want you to look at verse number 3.
But I am afraid that just as Eve was deceived by the serpent's cunning, your minds may somehow be led astray from your sincere and pure devotion to Christ.
So this was Paul talking to the Corinthians and his fear. But God was telling him, you got to tell them, you got to share with them. And so that's what happens with us. It's that shame, the fear, the impulse, and the blame. That's what caused them to look at their bodies and realize, wait a minute, we're naked. And let's jump in the bush, you know? And God's like, where are you? God knew where they were. He just wanted to see how they answered. You know, oh, we're in the bushes, y'all. You know? Well, why are you in the bushes?
Right.
He knew what happened.
Right.
You know? So, you know, some people might look at it as, well, God knew what was about to happen. Why did he stop it? Remember, free will. Free will. Just to see what the person's reaction is going to be towards that. So just something to think about, you know, just to let y'all know that he instructs us on how the Adam's and Eve's weakness reveals even our vulnerabilities today. And these are the little central areas, the roots that tends to stem into some of the challenges that come in our relationship. Thank you for listening to this message today. I hope this was a blessing to you. Keep in mind that we are going to be doing something new this month of March, since it's Women's History Month. We're actually going to be doing a special podcast episode. Thursdays is going to be Think About It Thursdays, where we'll invite some special guests to come join us and have some good conversation wherever God leads us to. Don't forget that we do these podcasts every Mondays. This is Motivational Money, so I hope that you will continue to listen and put that like in for these podcasts if you're enjoying these messages. In addition, on Tuesdays, we do Bible studies every Tuesday on the Facebook page, so check us out on that Facebook page. And if you need to get in connection with us, because we got a lot of workshops and activities going on, and you just need to make a free 30-minute consultation with us, feel free to just connect with us. All you have to do is just email us at s2c2gpodcast.com.
Joining us on Stronger Together, Closer to God podcast. Please continue to join us weekly as we share godly wisdom and advice to you. If you have any prayer requests or would like to sign up for a free 30-minute consultation with us, drop us a line at s2c2gpodcast@gmail.com. And if you like what you're hearing, feel free to partner with us by clicking on the Partners tab on the website. The more you give, the more we can spread the word and help us to reach our vision of bringing 1 million married couples stronger together, closer to God. Feel free to check us out on our website at s2c2gministry.com. Until next time, peace and blessings to all of you.